Hello everybody. Sorry I haven't made too many videos lately. It's a time of year where the car show scene has officially died down to nothing. It hasn't snowed yet. Wink, wink. Thank God. It's kind of been unseasonable weather, I should say. It's been kind of warm, and I've been trying to drive the older cars that I store in the winter as much as possible. I took the Chevelle to a funeral last week. Unfortunately, I had a cousin die of cancer, and he was 71 years old. He was in my life a good bit. Known him, well, since I was a child. And it was hard to see him go, so I took the Chevelle to his funeral. And actually into his viewings, too. I took it there, too. And it was very nice those 2 days. It was very nice. But it was kind of a shitty time last week. Plus I had a fella I went to school with also passed away. He had a heart attack at a motorsports event and never survived. So that sucked too. And all this kind of happened last weekend. Last Friday, my friend had the heart attack. And then the next day, my cousin died on Saturday afternoon last week. So that last week was pretty awful. So I didn't really see a need to try to do any videos. But I got a new app on my phone that it kind of compiles things together like video. It like turns some, if you select a bunch of pictures, it'll make a video of it. So that's what I did. I did one of the Chevelle here. I'm going to play it here for you. It isn't nothing spectacular, but it's not bad. And of course, I'll probably be copyrighted on it and all that other bullshit. We'll see how it flies when I go to download it. But I got to blend this video here I'm making right now with it. I got to join them together in order to make in order to put these together for YouTube. So anyway, now this coming Tuesday is election day. Probably one of the most important days, as far as I'm concerned, of this year. We need to elect a new leader, and it is not, I can't stress more to all of you to go out and vote, because we have a communist threat within right now that needs to be voted out. So we need to go in there and vote the right person in. And there's already been suspected cases of voter fraud have been caught so far. There's been a few in Pennsylvania and I forget where else. I'm not really up on the news that much, but there's been a couple of different states that have that voter fraud has been caught. And of course, big media has tried to turn it around and say that the Republicans are threatening people at the polls, and they're not doing that at all whatsoever. These are assholes just trying to keep the current douchebag administration in power, and so they can continue to do the bidding of the World Economic Forum. And their main goal is to enslave the Western world, which we can't let that happen. So we have to stand up and have to go out and vote. We have to go out and turn out in ridiculous numbers for the Republican ticket. We have to go out there and vote in huge numbers. So far, I see that a lot of Republicans have taken the advantage of early voting, and a lot have went out to vote. I have not voted yet, but I will be out there Tuesday at my local elementary school to vote. I will definitely be there. I don't care if there's a tornado coming down the road at me. I will be there to vote. I know a lot of people around here that did do early voting. They had a couple of fire halls that was doing early voting, and they went and did that. They exercised their right to vote. So I urge all of you, please go out and vote. Please. I don't know about you, but I like freedom of speech. I like being able to have a gun. I like being able to drive my internal combustion engine vehicles where I please, when I please, and be restriction free, because I don't want an electric car, because they are unreliable, they're control devices, they're death traps, and I don't care who you are. You can call me a liar if you want to for saying that, but I know the facts, and that is a fact. Those electric cars are control devices. They're going to end up killing you later. Probably sooner than later, because they're all fiery death traps. And when you crash one of them, they lock you inside. They can sit and say, oh, well, they got a manual release. Most of the time that shit don't work. Because what's stupid is a lot of manual releases on them are still battery powered. So you still can't get out of it. And the windows are, I think the windows are a little thicker on these electric junk boxes. So the best thing to do is keep a really good, reliable glass cracker in those cars with you if you're going to go that route and be a bamboozled, brainwashed retard and go buy one of these electric monstrosities. But anyway, it's kind of chilly tonight. It's a Saturday night. It's very, very chilly. And this is a time change night. I really hate the time change. It sucks. I would rather just stay on daylight savings time all year round. But no, we got to fall back. It's the fall. We got to turn back our clocks an hour. Of course, I don't really have any clocks that go manual other than in the ones in two of my cars out here. I'll have to turn those back. But other than that, in the house, they're all digital. So, trying to think if there's anything else that I did this past week. I can't really think of anything other than I had a little bit of fun at work this week with some people, because I like aggravating people. I like doing filthy, dirty shit. I have a potty mouth on me, so it's fun. And working in a coal mine, you can really get that out of your system over the CB radio each and every day. And it's a thing where you repeatedly do the same thing over and over and over again. So it gets kind of boring. So you got to break the tension by telling your coworkers that they're fags and whatnot. So we do that. So anyway, we're going to see if we can break a record. The latest I've ever driven the Chevelle on the highway is December. I think it was December of, let me see, when was that? I think that was December 09, I think. I was driving the Chevelle. I drove it a couple of times during the second week of December. Then I think it snowed after that. And it got kind of nasty out. But then it cleared up again. But I never took it back out. But that was the latest straight through I've driven the car ever in a year. Because we had really good weather up until that point. It was getting cold at night, of course, because it just does around here. But it was really nice throughout the day, nice sunshine, and it was like in the 50s and stuff. And then we had a cold spurt, which wasn't really bad. We had a really bad snowstorm that January of 2010. Then, I think it was January, or was it February? I think it was, maybe it was March. I don't remember. It was around that winter, though. It was 2010. That's when we had that really bad snowstorm. We had like a blizzard here, and I wasn't working. I was laid off because of the great economy George Bush had left the Obama administration, and it didn't get much better with him in there. And they were saying how slow the growth was, and which it was very slow back then. Didn't create very many jobs. And, it's all history. But anyway, we're going to see if we can break a record this year and see if I can drive the Chevelle or any of these other vehicles until at least the second week of December. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can do that. Hopefully, it doesn't snow. Maybe at all this year. I hope it doesn't snow at all. That would be fantastic. I still have to put winter tread on the old Mercury. I got 2 winter tires here to put on it, and I got to buy 2 more. I have to do that soon. As far as it goes, things down here at the mine aren't looking too great right now. There's a lot of places have stepped out of the contracts with us down here on my job. So we only have one place we're delivering coal to, and that's like 10 loads a day each week, like 5 days a week, which isn't a lot. We were loading trains. The trains have backed out. That's where we get our bonuses from. So that has fell through because new owners don't make the place better. You know what I mean? Because the guy that owned it when I started, he has sold it out, and there are new people that own it, and they are kind of fresh to the coal industry, so they are failing for now. They just don't know about it. I'm not saying it to be bad or to make them look bad or anything like that. It's just that's how it's everything's unfolding. So we want to try to get some contracts and get this shit going. And one thing I found out that West Virginia, their local state government has passed some bills over the last 6 to 8 months that no coal-fired power plants are going to be able to be shut down from now on. It's like a permanent legislation, and there will be no coal mines being closed in West Virginia from now on. I wish we had a smart governor like that in Maryland, but we have a stupid douchebag that, none of us in the western part of Maryland voted for. We voted for the other people. So, anyway, I got dandruff on me today. That's lovely. That's great. Head and shoulders. Anyhow, everybody, I'm not sure what else I have for you. I was going to try and make a video with the Chevelle today and doing a ride along. If I have time tomorrow, I'll do that. I'm working on my buddy's AMC Eagle. We're waiting on a starter because the starter on his current starter burnt up, and then we got another starter and put on it, and it's one of those deals where you turn the switch to wheel the engine over and the engine starts up, then the starter just doesn't disengage, it just keeps running. It just keeps like it's trying to start. So there's something wrong with that starter. It's a remanufactured job, so I figure there's something missing or something has been put together wrong inside of it to make it do this. It's not disengaging. So we even switched solenoids, which it's got like a Ford setup on it. It's actually Ford parts. It's actually a Ford part number on the starter for the AMC, and it's got a separate standalone solenoid up on the fender like the old Fords used to have. It's the same exact solenoid that my LTD has out here. It's the same exact setup as far as the starter goes. But for some reason, I mean, you can't shim this starter enough. There's no shims. There's no nothing there. I mean, the starter just doesn't disengage. So he ordered another one. It'll be here in the morning, or the afternoon, I should say. And we'll try to take a stab at that again. But in that time, maybe I'll have some free time in the morning to maybe do a little bit of a ride along. It's supposed to warm up in the... It usually warms up in the afternoon around here this time of year. So it'll be like in the 50s, probably tomorrow around noontime, something like that. Maybe we'll do a little video and do a little performing maybe. We'll see what the fuck happens. So, everybody, and once again, I just want to stress to you all, get out there and vote Tuesday. Please vote Tuesday. Let's get rid of Harris and these fucking nimrods that are in the White House. We need to get these people out. Because if we don't, you think that Trump's a threat to democracy. Well, that's just bullshit right there. The only threats to democracy are the assholes that are in there right now. And they want to take everything. They want to... First thing she wants to do is buy back all your guns. They want to come to your house and buy your guns off of you. No thanks. I'll keep my guns. And it's one of those deals where what are you going to do if I don't give them up? You going to come in and take them with force? Because that's not going to fly too well with any of us. And we're going to defend it to the bone. And our free speech is already gone on social media. So now they want to take it away in real life. They want to take it away in your actual life. It's like back when politicians, back in the 70s and 80s, wanted to take pornography away from everybody. Same deal. They want to take your freedom of speech, so you can't speak your mind or give an opinion on what you think. They want to call that a disinformation campaign. And it's not disinformation, it's an opinion. So it's not really a fact. You can't say it is a fact or it's not a fact, it's just an opinion. And you can disagree with it all you want, because that's how we work that. We all agree to disagree. And they want to take that away. They don't want you having that right to disagree with what they say, but they want to be able to throw you in jail if you say something that they don't want to hear. If you throw any truths at them, they want to cancel your ass. They want to throw you in jail. And Hillary Clinton and John Kerry and Kamala Harris have all been talking about this. They sound like they're on the World Economic Forum with Klaus Schwab saying that that you're a danger to society if you speak your mind and give an opinion that they don't fucking like. They want to, basically throw you in jail. And they want to do away with the dollar. They want to do away with American paper currency and coins. They want everything to be digital so they can dip into your bank account when they feel like it, or bankrupt you when you say something they don't like. They will bankrupt you and take all your money. Then it'll be a social score. So they can starve you to death pretty much. Or just, they'll have a GPS tracker. They want to put those under your skin, so they can track your every movement. And so that way they can find you no matter where you go. So, just think about that. Get your asses to the fucking polls. Think about that shit. Think about how miserable your life would be if you couldn't go outside your 15-minute city. You couldn't travel. You couldn't do anything. They want to do away with the airlines. They want to do away with all kinds of travel. That's why all those electric cars they're putting out have a limited range on them. And, they're just devices of control because they can shut your car off. They can come get you no matter where you are, throw you in jail, bankrupt you, and then let you slowly fucking die. It's like a communist society of if Hitler would have succeeded. That's pretty much what they're doing. And this is no joke, folks. As Biden says, no joke. It's no joke, everybody. Well, it is a no joke. This is what they're trying to do. This is what they're trying to accomplish. So, if you're thinking about being a dumbass and not going out and voting, well, maybe that'll bring you to the fucking polls. If you think about that, just think about a world under the rule of China or, Nazi Germany from the fucking 20s and 30s and 40s. So just think about that. Plus, the media has been saying how Donald Trump is just like Hitler, and all of us are white supremacists that support him, and we're pieces of trash, apparently. So, but then they tried to walk that back because they thought, oh, fuck, that's right, the election's coming up. Whoops. Yeah, okay. Well, just put that fresh in your mind. The first time you think about not going to vote, you need to go vote to vote these idiots out. Because our lives and our way of life depends on this election. I know people think that, you're crazy, you're a conspiracy theorist, but all these things have been proven. And depending on where you get your news at, you'll know. Because the big media companies are all one big fucking corporation, and they're all together in on this because they're all getting rich and fat off of it. And it's to the point where money's more important to them than human lives. All they're interested in is living high off the hog and giving you disinformation, because when the Democrats squawk about disinformation and communism and a threat to democracy and stuff, that's because they're currently doing it. This is their agenda. So get out and vote. Vote for Donald Trump or RFK. He's on the ballot. As far as I know, he knows he's not going to win, but he's on there anyway. There are some people out there voting for him. There are, which will take votes away from Harris, which is a good thing. But according to the current polls that I've seen, which, MSNBC, they lie on their polls. They keep saying how she has this tremendous lead over Trump, and she doesn't. He has a lead over her. It's another one I saw wasn't a huge margin of the lead he's got on her, but it's just a poll, so it's not really hard on as far as facts goes. It's just a prediction, more or less, based on what people were saying. And, well, right now it's actually the current votes. The early votes are starting to be tallied up. So, plus there's been a lot of fraud going on with ballots coming in mysteriously with the same ID and signature under thousands of votes. It's like one person went and voted thousands of times. Well, not thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of times. They went and they're trying to do the same thing that they did last time, which is cheat. They like to cheat at things. So they're trying to stay in power. But anyway, I have this little montage thing of a Chevelle I'm going to put up here. It's just more or less from my photo album on my phone. I just compiled a bunch of shit and slapped it together. So here it is. Enjoy that shit. Hopefully I'll have something for you here soon for you to watch better than this. And hopefully I'll see y'all here next time. And like, share, comment, subscribe.